Bonjour, mes amis. Madam Williamson here. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm excited that I can do this video with you today. I'm not in the classroom today, but you have an amazing substitute here to help you with the lesson today as you follow along with me in this video. We're going to have a really good time and make some really cool art. And also, one of the quiet critters wanted to come by and let you know that they're really excited to be in class with you today, even though I'm not here. They are here to watch over you guys and help you out too. Now, the substitute and the quiet critters are going to be in charge of you. Seat number 1 will be taking care of the quiet critters today. They will be getting them from the jar and they will be returning them at the end of class. Now, remember, when you have a quiet critter at your desk, your voice level has to be at a 1. So that means shush day. If it gets higher than that, the substitute will take away your quiet critter and she will let me know what's been going on. And the quiet critters will let me know what's been going on. So I hope you guys are on your best behavior today. So sit up straight, open your eyes and open your ears and get ready for an awesome lesson. So today we are going to be making a silly sandwich. If I can find it, let's see here. We're going to be making this today. And we're going to be inspired by the artist named David Gahuli. Now, David Gahuli was alive from 1943 to 2013. He lived in California, and you know what? He taught art at a university. And he started this group of artists called the Funk Artists. And it was a whole movement of artists that gathered together, and they were inspired by abstract expressionism. Now, abstract expressionism, remember, abstract art is something that isn't real. Like Mona Lisa on the wall, that is a picture of something that's real, of a person, a realistic drawing. Abstract art is an interpretation of something that's real, an interpretation of an object. And expressionism is about your feelings and color and line and shape and all those things that you just draw for the sake of drawing. You don't have to draw anything that somebody tells you to draw. You can just draw whatever pops up in your mind. So funk art is really funny and silly, and it represents everyday objects like food or animals and plants. But those things are really goofy. So David Gahuli was a sculptor, and he made some really silly, crazy funk art. He used to take some clay and make these really silly sandwiches, which is what we're going to be making. He used to shape like olives and bread and cheese and onions and stack them on top of each other, and he called that art. He called it a sculpture. He made this silly sandwich look like a totem pole. If you've ever seen those big things that are made out of tree trunks that the Indians used to make, totem poles. And then this one has some frogs in the middle of it. And he was really known for putting frogs and animals mixed in with food. It's so weird. But I thought you guys might get a kick out of him because he's kind of a funny guy. He also did some other pieces of food with frogs in it. This right here, there is a strawberry shortcake with a frog, which is really weird. A giant frog burger. And then an ice cream cone with a frog on it. And a chocolate cone on top. You guys can see that. Let me refocus here for just 1 second. There we go. That's a little better. So he did all these silly things with food, which is just totally bizarre. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be making a sandwich. Now, let's take a look at a sandwich really quickly before we get started. So you've seen sandwiches before, right? Let's describe this in our head and think about it. Now, I don't want you to yell out, because remember, you don't yell out in class unless you raise your hand, right? Because that's not very polite, and it's kind of not very nice either. So we don't talk over people. So think to yourself what's in this sandwich and see if you can describe it in your head. If you thought, well, there's lots of things layered in this sandwich that look really yummy, it's kind of making me hungry looking at it, you were right. There's lettuce, and stacked on top of that is tomatoes and onions, some olives there. And I think I see some turkey and some ham with this yummy piece of thick bread on the bottom and the top. It's like a sub sandwich. So you might see different kinds of sandwiches every day or eat different kinds of sandwiches every day. And think about what your favorites are. This looks like a grilled cheese sandwich. That was always my favorite, to have a grilled cheese sandwich. My family, we love to go get burgers. We love hamburgers. They are so yummy and juicy. And some of you might just like peanut butter and jelly. Now, please don't call out your favorite sandwiches. Just think to yourself what your favorite sandwich is, because you're going to be making your favorite sandwich today. So, what are some things you might expect to see on a sandwich? We've got bread, tomato, lettuce, cheese, maybe some mayonnaise. Not everybody likes mayonnaise. I like mayonnaise. A pickle, and then maybe some bread on the bottom, right? So all these yummy things are smashed in between these two pieces of bread. All right, so you guys are going to design a sandwich. Now, here are some silly sandwiches that some students have made. What things did these kids put on their sandwiches? You don't have to yell it out. Just look at it and think to yourself. I see some ice cream. I love ice cream. I cannot believe they put that on a silly sandwich. That's kind of like putting a frog on a sandwich, right? They put some chocolate, a soda. What? Pizza? What? That's kind of crazy to have on a sandwich. Ooh, and I see a yummy cake down here and some candy. What? 3 sandwiches on a sandwich? That's like a sandwich upon sandwich upon sandwich upon sandwich upon sandwich. That is very silly. And here's some other ones that some other children did that these kids put on their sandwich. Now, they're kind of branching out and not using food so much. So let's see what else they've put on there. A house? That does not make any sense at all. A shoe? What? That'd be kind of stinky. And there's a mermaid. Where would the water go? That would make the sandwich kind of soggy. Oh, and there's a rainbow and a sun. It might be kind of hard to put the sun on a sandwich, but it's kind of cool. Maybe this person likes the sunshine. Over here, oh my gosh, they put some monkeys on a sandwich. I don't think I can get my mouth big enough to eat a monkey on my sandwich. It looks like they put some little Pac-Man characters from video games, some cookies, maybe a lemonade. That looks like a pretty good sandwich to me. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things we've seen. One of these sandwiches has things on it that you might want to eat, like the first sandwiches we saw, right? Watermelon, wow, okay, that'd be kind of big on your sandwich. A pumpkin, yeah, that'd be kind of crunchy. But these are some kind of fun things to put on your sandwich that you want to eat. You can make a sandwich like this, or the other sandwich definitely has things that you don't want to eat. This would be a very silly sandwich. A bird cage, oh my gosh. That is kind of nuts. A snow globe? That's really cool. I love snow globes. Ooh, somebody put some Legos on here. A gingerbread man. But then I also see some pizza and maybe some lettuce. So they did add a little bit of food. This is more of the kind of sandwich that we're going to make. But you can make it all food if you want. It's up to you. This looks like a pretty good sandwich. Does this look like a sandwich that you'd like to eat? I would say yes, a big thumbs up for me. I love ice cream. Ice cream is like my favorite thing. I'm not a cake person. I'm not a cupcake person. I'm definitely an ice cream person. Although this might be a really cold sandwich. I like ice cream sandwiches. Have you ever had like 2 cookies with some ice cream in the middle? So good. Okay. All right. So today you're going to make your own silly sandwich. I would love you to try to press your creativity and make a sandwich that has not just food, but other things in it. So we are going to be cutting out some paper to use as our sandwich buns. And then you can cut out 2 to 3 pieces of food that you would put on your sandwich. And then the rest of the items you can draw and color in. So what we're going to need today is some paper. And I want your paper to be tall like a hot dog. So you're going to get some paper from the substitute. And she can go ahead and pause, she or he can go ahead and pause this video if you guys need to wait for a second to get your all your supplies ready. So I'm going to grab my Sharpie marker, and the first thing you need to do is write your name on your paper. If you don't write your name on your paper, your artwork is going in the trash because I won't know that it's yours. You won't get to take it home and enjoy it. The trash will get to enjoy it. but not the people that you love or you. So please write your name on the front of your paper in a Sharpie marker down at the bottom of your paper. All right. The other things you're going to need that you have at your desk. You have some tops to make a circle. You have some scraps of paper in a tray at your desk like this. You're also going to need some scissors. They will be in the caddies and you guys can go get those. You're also going to need the glue that is at your table. And you're going to need markers and pencils that you have in the caddies and a Sharpie marker. So lots and lots of supplies. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to take that brown piece of paper and you're going to trace this circle right here to make the bun. You need a pencil, and I want you to place the top, the circle template at the top of your paper so we don't waste paper. Put it right in the middle. Then nobody else can use this paper to cut something else out. So put it at the top of your paper. You're going to hold it down with your hand and then trace around it like this with your pencil and go all the way around. Then put this back into the blue basket. And you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut this pencil line. Now remember, when you use scissors, your thumb, Mr. Thumb Man, goes in the circle. The rest of your fingers go in the oval, and the thumb is always on top. O for on top when you're cutting. This other hand is going to be holding the paper and moving the paper as you cut. So go ahead and cut out this circle as best you can. Just try your best. You know, there's no mistakes in art, and just do your best. That's all I ask. So I'm going to cut out my circle. And then once I'm done with my scrap, I'm just going to put it back in the tray. All the scraps need to go back in the tray and stay on the table for the next class. All right, so I'm going to put my scissors book over here, and I'm going to move this. Now you're going to take this circle and you're going to fold it in half to make a taco shape. So I'm going to press down on that fold with my fingers, press really hard. So now it looks like a taco. These two little edges of the circle are lined up. The curves are lined up. So it's like a taco. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open that circle back up, and you see this fold line? This is what you're going to cut on to make the top of your sandwich bun and the bottom of your sandwich bun. So I'm going to take my scissors again. My thumb goes in the circle. My other fingers go in the oval. And this hand is being used to hold the other side of the circle. So you're basically making two half circles. Deux cercles, deux midi cercle, deux cercle midi, one of those two things. Two circles, two half circles. You have one circle, so you're making two half circles. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the back of both of these, and I'm going to put one at the bottom of paper and one at the top to make my hamburger bun for my silly sandwich. So go ahead and grab a brush. And then you remember, when we use the glue, if the glue drips, wipe it on the lip, not these lips. Whoops, I just did that to my lips. You guys can't see that. But remember to not get a bunch of glue onto your brush. When I'm gluing, I'm going to glue around the edge of my half circle. I'm not gluing in the middle. So watch. I'm going to wipe it on the lip, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do it at the top right here. And I'm going to go around the bottom part of the circle, not gluing inside the circle. You're going close to the edge. You're not going to go to the very edge, and you don't want to get it super goopy, right? So when I'm not using my brush, I just rest it on the lid. So I'm going to put this down here at the very bottom. Hold it down for about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This. Oh, I lost you guys for a second. I don't know what happened. The internet just like froze. All right, so here we are. And I'm doing the glue. And I'm going to add that to the top of my paper. Now I have all these other scraps, so I'm going to decide what other piece of food I want to make. I think I'm just going to cut like a angled piece from the lettuce. I'm just going to do like a zigzag and kind of some curves. Do a weird shape for my lettuce. I'm going to glue that down right on top of my bun down here. This is a big piece of lettuce. I'm going to put that glue around the edge again. All right, now I'm going to glue that down here at the bottom. And then I might do a piece of bacon in this scrap piece of paper. This looks like a good shape for a piece of bacon. I love bacon. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some bacon right here, a little bacon strip that I'm going to put on top of my lettuce piece. Cut that out and glue it down. Now you can put a hamburger patty. You can put a couple pieces of cheese, like a yellow cheese or an orange cheese. You can put a green pickle. You can put a piece of salami or a piece of turkey or ham. You can put that on your sandwich too. So I'm going to glue that down right here on top of my lettuce. And then I'm going to draw the rest of the things for my silly sandwich that go on the inside. All right, so I'm going around the edges. All right, now I'm done with my glue and my lettuce and my bacon and my bun. So when we are done with our glue, where does the glue brush go? Does it go in the blue container? No, it does not go in the blue container. It goes in the sink. There's going to be a container in the sink with some water in it, and I want you to put this in there. Because if the glue sticks around the brushes, it gets ruined, and then we can't use these brushes anymore. And that's no fun, and that costs money. So put the glue brush in the sink when you're done gluing your 2 to 3 pieces of food onto your silly sandwich. Put the glue on the top of my glue, and then I'm going to put this back in the blue basket. Okay. And I'm going to put my scraps. They're going to go back into the tray on the table. I'm going to put my scissors away. And now I'm just going to start drawing. So I have my Sharpie. Now I wanted to show you, let's take a look at what I did before. I did a bike because I love bikes. I love cookies and chocolate. I did a few pieces of food. I drew my cat, some shoes, and I love it when it's sunny out because it makes me really happy. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a few things. And like I said, you can draw a combination of food and things that you love. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to add seeds to the top of my bun up here with my Sharpie marker. So go ahead and add some of those seeds up there because sometimes buns have sesame seeds on them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You can do whatever you want. I'm just making suggestions because you are the artist. So I'm going to draw a piece of pizza because I love me some pizza right here. And I love pepperoni pizza. That's my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and add some circles for the pepperoni. And you can just draw whatever you would like. I'm going to draw my cat. I told you about my cat. My cat's name is Opal. She's super cool. And I'm going to give her some whiskers. And I'm going to draw her little body right here. And her weird little tail. She always does weird things with her tail. Here she is. And there's her paws. And I'm going to draw a big piece of chocolate down here that's going behind the kitty cat. Because I love chocolate. Chocolate is like amazing to me. All right, now I might draw some other things. Like maybe I'll draw, oh, I love books. I love to read books. So I'm going to draw a book right here. Books are super fun to read. Do the spine and then the title right there. I love to read books. And maybe I'll draw some ice cream. I'm going to draw a little dish of ice cream. I love chocolate chip ice cream is my favorite. So I'm going to draw a chocolate chip bowl of ice cream with those are the chocolate chips right there. And what else do I like? Oh, I told you I love cookies. I am like a hound about cookies. Like we buy cookies in the house and they are gone in like a hot second. What else do I love? Oh, I do love sunshine. I'm going to draw a sun. Because on days like yesterday where it was really snowy and cold, I do like days like that, but I also love sunshine because it makes me warm. I love candy. I'm going to draw a piece of candy right here in the middle, kind of to fill this space in. My favorite kind of candy is cinnamon candy. All right, so I filled this up pretty good. I might want to add a few other things. Like I might draw a little heart over here because I love drawing hearts because they're just cute. I told you I don't think I told you guys this, but I love shoes. I've got like a million shoes. So maybe I'll draw like a shoe right here. See if I can draw a shoe. Draw this edge and then come down to draw the shoe. And then I'll draw another one right next to it. There's my shoes. And I think that looks pretty good for my silly sandwich. Now I need to color it in. When we color, I want you to remember, when you color things, I'm going to show you guys an example. When you finish drawing, begin coloring in. One tip for coloring neatly is to outline the shapes and then fill them in. I want you to color in your shapes as neatly as you can. I don't want to see any white anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my pizza. So here's the crust. I'm going to outline that shape for the crust. And I'm using the side of my marker to color this in. I'm going to use the yellow for the cheese on my pizza. I'm going to outline the shape and go around the pepperonis like this. Boop, boop, boop. All right, there's my cheese. And then I'm going to grab a red, maybe a red colored pencil. You can use the colored pencils and the fat markers and the skinny markers. They're going to be at your table, so you're welcome to use those. But please, 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 do not mix the colored pencils and the markers. Do not mix the fat markers with the skinny markers. Do not mix the Sharpie markers with all the other markers. I know you're not going to do that because you guys are so respectful of everything in my classroom. Because we don't want this to be a trash room. You need to be very respectful and kind because when we keep things neat, it's nice for the next class. All right, I'm going to make this a purple candy because purple is kind of a fun color. I'm outlining the shape and then I'm coloring it in. So you can keep coloring these in and get as far as you can. If you don't finish today, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. We can finish it next week. So I'm going to do my gray kitty. I'm going to outline her right here. Outline her body and then just color that in. And remember, when we color, we don't color like scribble like that, do we? No, I want you to color in and go back and forth like a lawnmower. I know we've talked about this before. You go back and forth like a lawnmower. That was my son calling me on my phone. So I'm going to outline the shape of the cat's head, and then I'm going to go back and forth like a lawnmower. I want to see your neatest coloring. And notice that there is no white showing in my kitty cat. No white showing at all. So I don't want to see any of that white. I want you to color in everything nice and neatly. So I'm going to color her ears in nice and pink. All right, so I'm not going to color this one in, but I'm going to bring this one back and show this one to you. Now, the substitute, I told her that she can put this up on the board for inspiration for you guys, but you don't have to copy mine. You can do anything you want. And there's some other slides that show some of the other ideas that the other students did in their silly sandwich. So that's it, you guys. Voila. Have fun with your silly sandwiches, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Au revoir, mes amis.